Welcome. Don't adjust your dial. Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right. Lo-fi is in low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be, global news show. Here we're going to talk about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? And it's Thursday, time for that lo-fi global news, fresh off that press. Source, AP News International. Kyrgyzstan calls new parliamentary elections in December. So lots of updates here, Lo-Fi Nation. We talked about the protests starting. We talked about Parliament being dissolved. We talked about emergency decrees trying to stop the protest. And we even talked about the former president who was in jail being broken out of jail. So now, let's talk updates. On October 15th, the Kyrgyzstan president resigned. And guess who took his place? None other than the former president that was broken out of jail. The Electoral Commission has now announced that new parliamentary elections will be held in December, and new presidential elections will be held in January. This is incredible. For a people's power movement to have such an effect, so quickly, from contested elections. Simply incredible. But this isn't the first time Kyrgyzstan's people have taken to the streets and done this. Oh no. It's in fact the third time in recent history. They did it in 2005 and in 2010 and toppled both of those governments. Interesting to say the least. Write in, Lo-Fi listeners. I'm curious on your thoughts about this one. What do you think about people having so much power to change their government as they wish? Give me your thoughts. Next up, source, Reuters World News. Pope says same-sex couples should be covered by civil unions. And looky here, a mixture of religion and politics? Who would have thought? Actually, we all full well know religion and politics are generally inseparable across the globe. But this marks a huge departure from past popes and the Catholic Church, because this pope is saying same-sex marriages should be recognized legally by countries' governments. Give me your thoughts on this one too, Lo-Fi Nation. What's this all about with the Vatican getting involved in LGBTQ politics? Now, moving forward, because we never move on from anything. Source, the BBC, Latin America section. Cocaine worth 500 million found hidden in charcoal shipment. That's right, a shipment of charcoal that was bound for Israel from Paraguay was found holding 2.3 tons of cocaine and was only one of 6 containers to be searched so far. Authorities state that this is the largest drug seizure in the country's history. And looking at the pictures, 2.3 tons really is a shit ton of cocaine. People can say what they want about people these days not spending money in the economy right now, but there's apparently a lot of people spending money on snow candy at the moment. We'll be interested to see how much more is found in those other 5 shipping containers. And our following story comes from AP News International. Spain court acquits Catalan priests for role in secession bid. You may remember mass protests in Catalonia, Spain in 2017 that was calling for independence and culminated in an independence referendum that the Spanish government did not really appreciate that much. 9 of those leaders have since been sentenced to jail for 13 years for sedition and treason. And who knew such words were still used these days? But okay, Spain. This story here talks about the police chief and a few other high-ranking officials that were being charged as well. However, the Spanish High Court said that there was actually no evidence to support the idea that the police had any official capacity or intentional capacity of helping the secessionist movement, and therefore, they were acquitted. This may be the last time we hear about this for quite some time, so I wanted to get your thoughts before this story, sadly, fades away from everyone's memories, because there are 9 people in jail right now for the next decade that won't be forgetting this anytime soon. What's your thoughts about the independence movement's leaders of Catalonia being sentenced to serious jail time for all of this? Hit me up. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. Source, Reuters Aerospace and Defense section. NASA spacecraft grabbed sample of rocks from asteroid. This asteroid was over 100 million miles away. Simply amazing. This NASA spacecraft traveled the stars to reach this asteroid to collect samples of stardust, the very fabric of the universe. You see, this asteroid has been floating around in space since the universe began, and scientists believe samples from it could really tell us a whole lot about how the universe, and even life on Earth, all got their start. But since the celestial body is over 100 million miles away, Now that we have the samples, we get to wait another 3 years for them to get back to Earth. We'll be waiting, sciencey folk. Keep us in the loop, and we want pictures too. And it's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Good News Friday. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Write in with questions or comments to lofipolisci@planetmail.com. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Wash those hands. And I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off.